Man, listen, you probably look sometimes, especially to the speakers and the coaches and people like that, you probably look sometimes and say, man, how he make money? Like, he don't post a lot of, speaking engagements or selling this and that and a bunch of reels of out doing business and all of this. And when you look at my page, you probably see a lot of my kids, my family. And I realized, I used to go so hard and I'd be gone all the time. And one time I was gone every single week with an NBA team. And I'm going and I'm mentoring these grown men. These grown men that don't want to hear nothing, don't want to learn, don't want to grow, because they're getting millions of dollars. And one of them told me, he said, man, one thing I know, my account go up on the 1st and the 15th. That's all I care about. And I came home and I was in an exotic car, and I had my 8-year-old in the back seat, and he was just talking, and all I could think about was the problems of these grown men that I'm trying to mentor, that I'm trying to help. And my 8-year-old, I said to him, I said, son, sometimes it's okay to be quiet. And I was being tough on him about that because he was just talking nonstop. But then I realized, he said, sometimes I'm quiet, Dad, but you wouldn't know because you never hear. I shed a tear. Here I am in this car that's like $250,000. I'm driving him to school, and I'm thinking that him getting dropped off in a $250,000 car, that's gonna mean everything to him. But what mean the most to him is time with his daddy. I wrote my boss at the NBA team. I said, man, I ain't gonna be able to do it no more. Cause they was flying me out from my state to their state every week. First life coach to be on retainer with an NBA team in the history of the NBA that didn't play in the NBA. No other job. Just come out, mentor the players every week. I was positioned, but I was not prepared. I was 31 years old. And I thought that money and connections and success, I thought it meant more than it did. So I had to shift, I had to pivot, and I said, you know what? I need to be home. I need to be home with my kids because I chose to climb on top of a woman. And I brought kids into this world. So me chasing a dollar is not an excuse for me to be gone or me to be absent from my kids. And I shifted my business and I created a business. And one thing what happened was, with intense focus, with a will to win, I created a way to be home every day that I want to be home or that I need to be home. To retire from speaking and only go do speaking engagements that I feel passionate about, and I don't even have to charge the group or the company that I'm speaking for, and my income went up 300 or 400%. I'm bad at calculating that, but it went up 4 times, so maybe that's 400%. And I said, wow, here I am, was running left and right, going all these different ways, chasing money. And then I realized, when I just intensify my focus, I innovate, I create, but I do it from a place of purpose, realizing what really matters. Everything changed. So then I'm home with my kids. I went from working 70 hours, 40, 70, 80 hours a week to being able to intensify and work 7 to 10 hours a week and make 4 times more money, but yet still be here to take my sons out every day if I want to work on their game, to talk to them, to be with them. And when I fly out, it's by choice. And now I'm working on something else. And now I'm working on another part of manhood. So the first thing is understanding, I realize as a man that if I bring kids in the world, that got to be first. My dreams and my hopes and everything else got to come second, because them kids didn't ask to be here. So I need to create a system and create a business where I could be there for them, because what does it profit me to gain all this money and pay for their tuition and pay for their college if I didn't teach them how to be men? If I wasn't present in the home, if I'm gone 70 days out the year, 80 days, 100 days, 150 days out the year, who is raising my kids as the man? I ain't talking about their mama. She gonna do a great job and do everything, but God have a man and a woman come together to make kids for a reason. I'm supposed to be there. My voice matters. My presence matters. Not just my presence, meaning what I could put under the tree, but my presence matters. And so I'm here to tell you that everybody that believe, and every man that's been told that, oh, love don't pay these bills. No, love pays your bills. You just got to learn, and you got to think outside the box, and you got to create, and you got to find a way that you could make sure that you at your kids' games, that you at your kids' birthday, that you at your kids' graduation, that you there for your kids. And if you can't be there, then get them to you and make sure that you there, because you brought them into the world. So now don't make work an excuse to not be there, because if work means so much to you, you shouldn't have climbed on top of a woman. And that's what I had to tell myself. And the next thing that I'm working on is how I deal with my woman, how I talk to her, how I hear her, how I see her, how I respect her, how I treat her, and making sure that as nice as I am to the woman who spending money with my brand, that I'm equally and greater than with my wife, that I'm even more cordial and pleasant and kind, that if I could fake a smile for somebody who asked me for a picture, or somebody who got me sitting on Zoom for 10 hours, I need to be able to give that same attention to detail to the woman who is standing beside me, breaking her back and doing everything she can to keep things going, to be a rock, to be a backbone when I'm stressed, or when I'm worried, or when I'm getting tugged and pulled on by other adults, and she holding it all together. I got to be able to remember as a man, she my first ministry. Before any man or woman that's in my following, in my funnel, on my mailing list, in my client list, she's my first ministry. That I got to make sure that she is emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally well, stable, happy, whole, healthy, confident, growing, and glowing. That's my goal. So hey, I'm riding around the city right now, get my head together, and I said, man, let me pull over and share this real quick before I get back home. I've been with my sons today, and I taught a class today online. And what I would earn going to another state or another country to speak, I did that online. So I realized, is going and speaking for money, or is it for pleasure? Is it for ego? Because if I could do it on Zoom, send me a check. If I could do it on Zoom and earn the same amount of money, but then get off Zoom and get my sons and take them to boxing training, then take them out to eat, then get time to myself to think and gather my thoughts, but then go back home or come back downstairs or go back into the house and then spend the rest of the night with my wife. So that in a whole day, I could have time to serve my purpose, time for my sons, time for myself, time for my wife, and I didn't have to get on a plane. See, it's possible if you're willing to create it. But I think a lot of times we enjoy the grind so much, we enjoy the chase so much, we enjoy the hustle so much, that we make an excuse and say, this is what I have to do, so I can't be there for my kids, I can't be there for my wife, or I gotta be cold, or I gotta be distant, or I gotta be this because of what I gotta carry as a man and the bills I got to pay. But no, there's a way. There's a way. And you got to find that way. My way might not be your way, but there's a way.